No, no. Yeah, one thing is we have an option to create operating units from our primary ledger, or we can also create the operating units from HRMS. So other day when we have seen directly how do you create operating units from GL. So there you don't have to set up any profile option because all the components, business group, legal entity, ledgers, manually we have assigned. But when we are defining an operating unit from HRMS, it will not ask you to enter the business group. The business group will be picked from my profile option. So it is essential for us to set this business group, especially when we wanted to define operating units from HRMS responsibility. Not only operating units, even when we are going to define inventory organizations, HR organizations, or any other organizations under my business group, it is required to set up this profile option. Understood?
Oh.
Clear? Or any questions? Okay, it is like this. Here we have created a responsibility as I know, as I discussed that profile options are going to be set at how many levels? Site, application, responsibility, and user, right? Okay. Now, if you see by default, site level here, HR, this profile option, and we have a value as vision, meaning this is a demo organization, vision corporation, which is actually set at what level? Site level. Now we have created a responsibility as GHRMS, right? GHRMS responsibility. We have created GHRMS responsibility. Under this responsibility, I have created business group. Under this response, and business group is a top level in the organization structure. Business group will not be assigned to another business group, so it is a top level in the organization structure. Now from this responsibility, try to understand, from this responsibility, now I wanted to create an inventory organization. Now can you guess this inventory organization will be created under which business group? This inventory organization will be created under which business? Because while creating inventory organization, it will not ask you to enter your business group. So since there is no profile value which is set for this HRMS responsibility, so when there is no profile option which is set at user level, application level, and responsibility level, then by default it is going to use which level profile option here? Site level profile options. So at site level profile options, what is the business group which is assigned here? This vision corporations. Even then I'm defining from my own responsibility, this inventory organization is created under this vision corporation, but I want to create all these inventory organizations under my own business group. Then after creating the business group, for this particular responsibility, we are going to set the profile option G HRMS HR security profile, and here GSS BG. Now this point onwards, any organizations, explicitly for this particular responsibility I have assigned my own business group. So any organizations created under this responsibility by default will be created under this. Am I clear on this point?
I have one question, sir. Like one site it consists of like a number of business groups or only one business group.
Pardon?
Means one site sorry, For one site, we can consist of n number of business groups, or only one business group should be under one site level.
Actually, I'm not clear about your doubt. Can you
At
please,
the
my
instance level,
local
at the
something is
instance level, how many business groups should be there? That's what he was asking, I think.
Means site level, means we can assign like n number of business groups, or only one business group will be there.
in site level.
Yes.
Site it is only one. Site level,
Okay.
say any level, a responsibility level also, we can set only one profile option value. There is only one profile. But if you want, you can create multiple responsibilities for HRMS or multiple applications, and we can set the profile options at this responsibility level and application. But site level, it is only one.
Okay. So suppose like you said the site level is related to the application. So one application will create means is a higher level means. So I'll have like we have three business groups, UK, US, and India. Suppose for that in that case in scenario how we'll create here in the site level it will means it will be differentiate for India and US and UK.
That's what I'm saying. At site level, we can set only one profile option. If you have three business groups, then you create three HRMS responsibilities and set the profile options at responsibility level, so that from that responsibility, whatever the organizations that is created, which are all going to come under that business group. Say, for example, we have three business groups, like BG1, BG2, business group 2, and business group 3. Now you create three responsibilities. That is HR for BG1. This is HR responsibility for BG2, and this is HR responsibility for BG3. Now at responsibility level, I'm going to set these profile options. Here I'm going to assign BG1. Here I'm going to assign BG2. Here I'm going to assign BG3. So from this responsibility, any organization which is created, all these organizations are going to come under BG1. Any organizations which are defined under this HR BG2 will be created under this BG2. That is how it is going to be created.
Okay.
Am I clear on this point? So you don't have to depend on my site level. I'm just saying in vision, they have set something at vision, but we should not change it. But in production, we don't set the profile option at site level. We set the profile option at my responsibility level.
Okay. Majorly, we'll go with that responsibility level. Instead of even user also, we won't set like particular users. Suppose the user is related to GL user, we'll set only GL for that. Means it is related to GL responsibilities for that user, right?
Pardon? I am not again.
No, suppose we have like we have in models, right? Inventory models, inventory order management. Suppose the user want to open only order management, we'll set only order management for that particular user. For end user,
Yes, you can also restrict the profile option at your user level for different users to process transactions only for a specific business unit or specific organization. That also we can do it.
okay.
So,
Okay,
sir,
then
if
I'm
the
clear.
operations are there in US, India, and UK, so if we want to restrict the user, we have to create separate responsibilities and assign separate. The business groups will be different for each country. Then we can restrict assigning different business groups. Is it
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes.
Okay.
This is so to set these profile options. Profile, system, at responsibility level. Which responsibility here? GSS, GL responsibility. Now for GL responsibility, I'm going to restrict my primary ledger. And the profile option name that is used to restrict your primary ledger is GL ledger name. There are some thousands of profile options. So in order to identify your profile option correctly, I can use these special characters here. GL percentage, ledger percentage, meaning it is going to identify all the ledgers which are going to start with GL ledger name. Here, this is at site level, application level, responsibility level, and user level. So here, to this particular responsibility, don't change the profile option at site level. Here you assign your own value, that is GGSS primary ledger. GGSS primary ledger. And here for HRMS responsibility, profiles, system, that is responsibility level, that is GSS HRMS responsibility, and the profile option is HR security profile. HR security profile. Here by default it is at vision, don't change it. You assign your own. So for this particular responsibility, I'm going to assign my own business group, that is GGSS group. Right. Now any organization which is created under this will be created under this own business group. So after setting the profile options, now you create our inventory organizations. Now before this, let me just show you by creating an operating unit, how it is going to assign my business group here. Switch to HRMS responsibility. HRMS responsibility here, work structures. So as I told you that we can create operating units from your primary ledger, or you can also create your operating units from HRMS. So we already have tested how do we create operating units from HRMS. Operating units from primary ledger. Now I'll show you how do you create operating units from HRMS. So work structures, organization description, create new. Now this is GGSS consultancy. GGSS some location. Save. Now here you classify this as your operating unit. Operating unit and enable this. And click on others. Click on others, and here you enter your operating unit information. Now what information is required while creating this operating unit is primary ledger, legal entity, and business group. But from this responsibility, meaning from HRMS, here it will ask you to enter only your primary ledger, legal entity, but not your business group. But from which business, it is compulsory to assign all the three components: business group, primary ledger, legal entity. But here it is not asking. Then from where the business group will be assigned to this operating unit is, it is going to be assigned from my profile option. So explicitly I don't have to assign. The business group information will be picked from my profile option. That is the reason. Just remember, if I don't set the profile option at responsibility level, then by default my operating unit will be created under Vision Corporation, because if the profile option is not set at user responsibility and application level, then by default it is going to pick up the profile option from my site level. So here GSS primary ledger, and what is my legal entity? GSS Motors, and what is the short name? GSS Consultants, and save the information. But I just wanted to cross verify under which business group this operating unit is created. Say to cross verify, what you can do here is you can open your accounting setups in GL, and in GL already we have created three operating units, that is cars, trucks, development. This is a new operating unit which is created under HRMS. Now setup, financials, accounting setup manager, accounting setups. Here you search for your primary ledger which we have already created. That is GSS primary ledger, edit, and here operating units, click on edit. Say consultancy, and this is also created under which business group here? GE business. But I did not assign business group to this operating unit while creating. This business group is picked from my this profile option. Am I clear on this point? Any questions, please?
Sir, I have one question. Like instead of site level, you have said within operations, right? It came default. Can we change to business group for that?
Can you please repeat the point?
I mean, in the site level, in the profile option site level, you have said vision operations. Can we set instead of that? Can we set business group?
If you change, you can change it. That's not a problem. In real time, anything is possible. The point is here in Vision, we are not supposed to change it because there are some forms which are linked here with site level.
Because even in my real-time project, I'm saying it is set to business group. That's why I'm asking you.
No, please don't disturb the profile options at site level. Not only here, in anywhere, because initially some web pages, even then it is set at responsibilities level, especially from some self-service pages. Initially, it is going to validate with our site level profile options.
Okay.
So it is required to have to set the profile option at site level, especially for something like especially HR security profile, HR business group, MO operating unit. So some profiles compulsory have to be set at site level, because some self-service pages will get validated based on the values which are set at site level.
That's what, sir. In the real time, like in the site level, it is set to the business group instead of within corporations. I'm asking, is it possible or not?
In real time, first of all, you don't get Vision Corporation. In production instance, you don't get Vision Corporation at all. Meaning in production instance, all the information is empty, meaning every setup we have to configure it and we have to set this. In real time, you don't get vision at all.
Okay, I'm clear.
Fine. Just set these profile options and we have to now create our inventory organizations. So this inventory organizations I'll discuss tomorrow. We just have set the profile options. We discussed about profile options today. Tomorrow we'll continue with, because actually we have to the reason why I have to set this profile option is later we have to continue with our inventory. We have created our so as a part of this, we have discussed up to operating units. So we have now set the profile options. Now we have to create our inventory organizations. But before creating our inventory organizations, we have to discuss about our workday calendar. Then we'll continue with to create our inventory organizations. Okay.
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 Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.